right now.
What are the chances?
We are doing this.
Yes, Lauren and I had an amazing shared experience. We've had so many together. So
been a
many
journey.
amazing. What a journey.
Yeah.
Mainly for Loz. I'm pretty experienced in journeys, but it's been lovely to carry her through a large part of my
I'm
career.
suggesting long-suffering Loz.
Lauren put up a photo and the details of where she's moving into, having had a big house hunting journey, and we can't believe it. 30 years ago, I lived in that very same street.
What are the chances?
3 doors up.
It's
Three
amazing.
doors up. And we all went through it this morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got Street Google out,
Yeah.
looked at it all.
Went over the old war
Street
stories.
Street View. We went through a couple of war stories about the old days working at the Last Laugh. I got a couple of stories up my sleeve.
I loved it.
Just wonderful times. And now we're asking you for your unbelievable experiences in the sort of world of parallel coincidence.
Adam from Bentley, what happened?
I had a bit of a weird one. I had an ex-girlfriend contact me out of the blue saying that she had a letter from my parents.
Yes.
Turned out my parents and her parents both had the same PO box number,
Yes.
but in different suburbs. So we're in Bentley.
Yes.
Her parents are in East Bentley, and the
Oh.
letter ended up in their post box. And she just contacted me to let me know.
How
Wow.
bizarre. An
It's
ex-girlfriend.
very odd.
And your parents have exactly the same PO box number.
Number,
Half
yeah.
a suburb away.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Gee,
right.
Good one, Adam. What are the
Right.
chances? Very
Hayley,
slim.
Hayley in Camberwell, what do
Very
you got?
slim.
Hi, I was working at a sports marketing company quite a few years ago. We represented Michael Klim,
Mm.
the swimmer, and I ended up getting a package in my letterbox one day that was addressed to Michael Klim's dad, and I thought that was very strange.
Yeah.
And I took it to work, and we opened it up, and it was a wallet being returned to him that he was pickpocketed in Europe maybe 3 years earlier.
No way.
And it was returned to that address because that is where Michael Klim lived with his family when he first moved to Australia.
You're kidding.
What are the chances?
So you were working on a campaign that involved him. You ended up living in the house that he used to live in as a kid, and then you ended up getting his wallet returned from an incident that had happened years before.
Yeah, so it was actually his father's wallet,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that is amazing.
What are the chances?
I reckon.
I mean, what are the chances? I love these stories, don't you?
So good. Coincidences.
Coincidences.
That's a hard word to say.
It is.
Ash in Narre Warren South.
G'day, Martin. How you going?
How are you going, Ash?
Very well, thanks. About 10 years ago, my partner and I went to Queenstown in New Zealand, and we went on a trail bike day out, and we were the only 2 people on it, and the young lad was 10 years my junior. I'm
Yeah.
in my mid-40s.
Yeah.
And we went to exactly the same primary school in a tiny town in the UK called Leighton Buzzard.
No
We
way.
had 3 of the same teachers, and we hung around with the same kids before I moved away.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And you've just bumped into that bloke on a quad bike trail in the middle of Queenstown all those years later.
Exactly. My partner thought we'd set the whole thing up, but
Yeah.
no, it was just an absolute spin out.
Like that beer campaign where blokes
Yeah.
were just in the pool. Phil, what are you doing here?
We're doing What Are the Chances?
We're going to squeeze one more quick one in
Yep.
before the news. I've been assured it's the greatest one of all time. It's those parallel coincidences in life after Lauren and I realised she's about to move into a street that I lived in Melbourne nearly 30 years ago in June 93.
What are the chances?
Kevin's on the line from Lakes Entrance. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
What are the chances?
Okay, I'll try to be quick. A few years ago, my wife and I did a lifestyle change
Yeah.
and moved a few hundred kilometres away and bought a little caravan park.
Mm.
Whilst running the caravan park, a lady approached me who was a regular customer and said I looked familiar.
Mm.
Over the week, she tried to work out why I looked familiar, asked whether I lived in the area she used to live in. I did not.
Mm.
A couple of days later, she came up and asked me whether my father was an ambulance officer, and his name was John. Now, I never knew my father as a child. I met him as an adult.
All right.
And that is my father. So she was the lady that my father ran off with and went to Queensland.
No way.
Wow.
And then all these years later, you knew that story, but you didn't really know your dad until you were
No,
an
I
adult.
didn't know the story. I didn't know my father at all.
At all. And then she's just fronted up and gone, God, you look familiar. And
So
she's
while
pieced
she
it
was-
all together.
Yeah, so while she was telling me the story, she recognised me because I looked like my father, not because of my name.
No.
Wow.
My wife came out with a picture, the only picture I have of my father,
Yeah.
with a lady and 2 children,
Yeah.
and myself, and that's the lady.
No way.
No.
The lady that was
Wow.
talking to you about the whole thing at the caravan park is in the
That's
photo.
correct.
Unbelievable,
Oh,
Kevin.
We're never going to get better than that.
We will. Don't be like that.